You know, the French thing about DJs happened already sort of 10 years ago, towards the end of the 90s, so around 98, there was the beginning of the so-called French Touch with Daft Punk and Bob Sinclair, and I was sort of part of it as well. And I think that the one thing we all French producers or DJ have in common is that we really had to find the energy to go outside of a country because we were never recognized. Because no one would really care much about dance music unless we succeeded outside of the country. And so we really fought to have that success, to have that recognition outside. And eventually it boomeranged into recognition in our own. And I think really it gave a lot of people that impulse to do more to get that recognition, and that's really what we all have in common. Although our music is very different, we all had that energy that came out of frustration not being able to be heard in our own country.
Dimitri will kick the shit out of this place tonight. 2 years ago, he played I Want to Be Your Lover edit as his last record, and Hot Chip stood back and applauded him. If you can play it on Space Terraza, you can drop that record and you can have the Hot Chip standing behind you, clapping their hands. It's always arrived. It's always there. It's always been in the background.
It's really old music. You know, you can assume like a lot of the kids there weren't even born when that music started. But I think, you know, it's got that universal appeal. It's just like, for me, it's the blueprint for dance music as we know it today. So it does sound a little different, but it's got all the elements that we hear today with just like different notes and different sounds and different tweaks to it. And really, I always get like an open-minded reaction to it. And people, I'm not sure whether they're used to it. I would assume they're not. When I hear the DJs before and after me, they play like more of an electronic set. So, you know, I feel like I have to do my part and play something different.
It influences house and techno like hugely as well. You hear samples and like shitloads of fucking tunes, and you hear like drum patterns and stuff like that. So yeah, all throughout the club you hear influences or like actual sound itself. So yeah, great big part. And it's nice to see a bit of a resurgence in the last few years as well. It's been really popular.
It has taken us a while to do it. But the last 5 years, we've just been dipping our toes in.
Apparently it's cool again, but it's always been great.
Me and Mark had a bit of a conversation about it a couple of years back, just thinking, he started to really think about, you know, bringing some disco acts in, and so he said to me, drop a couple of disco records in. So I did, and it really worked, but if you play one too many disco records, they start to freak out a little bit if they're not getting a bit of a heavy kick drum involved. But people can change. Dimitri's going to probably play a complete disco set, pretty much, maybe a bit of piano house, but they're going to be into it. I mean, he's a massive name, so they're going to trust him. It's all about trust, isn't it? If they trust that you're going to play a good disco record, they stick around. So.